Hey y'all. I was thinking about the Well trilogy and how Malcolm Guite's essay at the end, how he goes into this poem, The Glance by George Herbert, and it was just so perfect because The Glance, that poem has three sections, three stanzas, and I was just seeing how each stanza really connects to one of the books of in the albums of the Well trilogy. So the first book, Only the Lover Sings, um, is about meeting Jesus by the well. You know, we are kind of the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman, and over the course of that conversation, there's this glance she sees in his face, the light of the glory of God, and she discovers that she's beloved. You know, what a surprise! I didn't see that coming. And her imagination had no room for that kind of goodness because of all that had happened in her life. She couldn't imagine that could be possible for her. And then the middle book, A Tale of Two Trees, is about like what happens after that when life gets hard, when that original glance that you got by the well in Samaria, like, boy, it gets hard to hold on, and you're holding on to that glance. You're trying to hold on to that song you learned by the well. And then the third book, which is coming out, Where the River Goes, comes out next week, is about that that glance by the well returning as a full-eyed love, the full unveiling of the face of God in love towards the world. So I just want to read this poem and connect it because it's so perfect. It's just I love this. The Glance by George Herbert. So. When first thy sweet and gracious eye vouchsafed, even in the midst of youth and night, to look upon me, who before did lie weltering in sin, I felt a sugared, strange delight, passing all cordials made by any art, bedew, embalm, and overrun my heart, and take my heart in and take it in. Now, since that time, many a bitter storm my soul has felt, even able to destroy, had the malicious and ill-meaning harm his swing and sway. But still, thy sweet original joy, sprung from thine eye, did work within my soul, and surging griefs when they grew bold, control, and got the day. Now, if thy first glance so powerful be, a mirth but opened and sealed up again, what wonders shall we feel when we shall see thy full-eyed love? When thou shalt look us out of pain, and one aspect of thine spend in delight more than 1,000 suns disperse in light in heaven above. Okay, so in the first stanza, you got that initial meeting, right? When first thy sweet and gracious eye vouchsafed, even in the midst of youth and night, to look upon me. Even when I was in the middle of misery, so the woman at the well comes and meets Jesus. He looks upon her even in the worst imaginable place, which is what the cross is too. Here's the worst, most humiliating place, and Jesus says, I want to be with you here. And it says, I felt this sugared, strange delight. It was better than anything I'd ever tasted before. It bedewed, it embalmed, and it overran my heart, and it also took my heart into itself. Right? So that's the first book. That's Only the Lover Sings. That initial glance, that thing that changed your life and gives the lover a new song. Okay, then you get to the second stanza, which is going to line up with A Tale of Two Trees. Since that time many a bitter storm my soul hath felt, even able to destroy. So discouragement and difficulty and misery and the sense of exile has come. Life, it didn't magically fix everything. Life got hard. But still, that sweet original joy, that glance that happened in the first stanza by the well, that memory of your face was enough to get me through all that suffering. That sweet original joy sprung from thine eye did work within my soul. When surging griefs came and they grew bold, that sweet original joy was able to control it, was able to get the day. Okay, so then we get to the third stanza, which is this kind of return of the fully unveiled face of Jesus. Now, if thy first glance so powerful be, it was just a mirth opened and sealed up again. It was almost something like as small as a wink, just like, just a quick look. That was enough to get me through all that suffering and to change my life. Now, if that was enough to do that, what wonders shall we feel when we see thy full-eyed love, your full face, fully unveiled? If just a glance could do this, what does your full-eyed love do for us? When thou shalt look us out of pain, and one aspect of thine spend in delight more than 1,000 suns disperse in light in heaven above. So that's the beatific vision. That's reaching the end of our pilgrimage of beholding. We've persevered, and we've finally come to the fully unveiled face of Jesus. And one aspect of delight is more than the light of 1,000 suns in just that moment. To see the beauty of Jesus, to finally see him face to face, and to meet that love that met us at the well, that got us through all of the suffering and helped us persevere. And now we get to finally be together. That's the joy set before us. So this poem, I'm so glad that Malcolm wrote about it in this last book, because it's just perfect. It's the perfect poem to outline and pull together and into a sort of coherence everything that this trilogy is kind of about. And so I'm really excited to have Malcolm be a part of this book, and to have the closing essay about kind of the beatific vision, and that on the way to that vision, God is giving us all these images that widen our trust, that prepare us to meet him. Anyway, I was kind of nerding out about that today and wanted to share it. It's so wonderful and cool. Okay, the book comes out Monday, Thursday, April 17th, Where the River Goes. There are 5 singles already available, and the whole album and the whole book will be available. And it's a great Lent and Easter album, because it is about the final defeat of death and the hope of the resurrection. Yeah, so cool. I'll stop there and let y'all have a good day.